What is up, my Baka family? It is the Nova Lord of the Nova Sons, known as Matthias, hashtag Baka Dak, hashtag of the Baka family, and I'm back at it with the one and the only. What if Deku had Gilgamesh's powers? And now I've read the comments. I've seen that some people want Deku to have a harem. And as you can see with the screen I have this time around, I will give him a harem, I suppose. I mean, Deku's already been shipped with a lot of people. I just didn't want to feel the fire. But if the fans want Deku to have a harem, then Deku's gonna have a harem. And I've also seen that somebody wants Deku to have Hercules' powers. I don't know if I'll do that what if, mostly because I can't figure out any of Hercules' powers. Also, I wanted to do a 100 sub special, but I was busy the day I tried to record it. So, yeah. If y'all want a Q&A video, just put some questions down in the comments below. I will read them and I will answer them the next video I make. So yeah. Also today will be part 1 to what if Deku had I forgot again. To what if Deku was a Magi, and I will also have another what if. I believe it's what if Deku had Kenpachi's potential. Because I wanted to do that from the beginning, but I never got around to it. So yeah. Anyways, if I remember correctly, Deku had pretty much showed the entire world that he was the new #1 hero, if I remember correctly. So now, and since Deku was still technically a child, and since Gilgamesh pretty much does whatever the feck he wants, heroes and villains from all around the world are going to try to recruit him. But technically, it'll only be the people that pretty much gives Gilgamesh a reason to be interested in them. So yeah. And I don't know if I said this before, but Gilgamesh is pretty much a neutral party. He may be the hero king, but if he's interested in something, he will do it. And considering he doesn't really take anything seriously, yeah, that. And considering in the show he was pretty much considered a villain, so don't know why that happened, even though it's like pretty much a friggin' fight to the death hero tournament. So yeah. Alright, so this will be the beginning and the first day of UA. And since Deku would be hurt, well, let's see. Let's put it like this. UA starts and Deku will be the first person in the classroom. Aizawa wouldn't even be there behind the desk sleeping in that freaking sleeping bag of his. Yeah. Aizawa will show up like a few minutes after Deku did, and Aizawa would notice that Deku was already there in class and just either sleeping or, well, having this demeanoring pose of a king. So yeah. Aizawa would say morning to Deku. Deku would say morning to Aizawa, and a few more minutes later, everybody else starts coming in. Bakugo sees Deku, tries to throw an explosion at his face, try to prove that he's the top dog. Per usual, before Bakugo could even get to Deku, Chains would, I've also heard people say that Gilgamesh wouldn't really give Deku the Chains of Heaven, so yeah, I don't really know what to say then, but let's just say Gilgamesh, each time Bakugo would try to attack Deku, Gilgamesh would use the chains himself to pin Bakugo down or throw him to a wall, because, well, he is pretty much annoyed by Bakugo's temper tantrum, and hates the fact that he's trying to be a hero with such a short temper. But anyways, yeah, as soon as everybody else enters, everybody starts talking, being loud and obnoxious. Then Ida would point out, well, I don't think it was Ida, but someone would point out that there's a strange guy sleeping behind the desk. And Deku would be like, well, Midoriya would be like, oh, that's the teacher. And everybody would be like, he's the teacher? Wait, let's see. I believe, yeah, let's say Momo would ask Deku, how would he know this? Deku would respond with the fact that he was in the classroom before the teacher got in, and the teacher said hello to him and everything. So yeah. Also, crap! I searched his name up and I forgot it already. Aiza, Aina, Aish. I forgot the wind dude's name again. I'm sorry. I'm a baka. All right. Anyway, Deku would ask everybody to go ahead and quiet down before Aizawa actually wakes up, because Deku would have realized by the time that I believe it would have been Froppy or Invisible Girl pointed out that Aizawa was behind the desk, that he wanted to see how fast everybody would be quiet before he gets up and starts teaching. But well, everybody would listen except for Bakugo, considering Bakugo is Bakugo. And Deku would then just punch the wind out of Bakugo, making him gasp for air. But at least he's quiet, somewhat. Aizawa would be somewhat impressed by the class and Deku's leadership skills, and would say that and it would be like a few minutes that everybody getting quiet would be a few minutes shorter than it was in the anime, because I believe in the anime, Aizawa said it took them about 50 or close to 60 minutes to quiet down, and that he didn't like that time span. So in this, everybody got quiet by the time of 40 or 30 minutes. And Aizawa would say something that took y'all 30 minutes too long to quiet down. So get dressed and come outside. We're gonna have a test. So, and I believe Ida, with his smart mouth, would ask why we would have to take a test if they had already took the practical exam. And well, I believe Ida would also mention that they have to take the what you call it again? Words will not help me. Assembly, I believe that's it. Yeah, it's the assembly. And Aizawa would be all like, listen, y'all are heroes in training. Y'all won't have the time or luxury for these assemblies or welcomes. Y'all will be out there fighting villains 24/7. So get dressed, come outside, and I'll mention this now before any of you think it. The one person that does worse during this test is expelled. I believe everybody would, everybody except for Deku, considering he is like half controlled by Gilgamesh right now, so he has that strength boost. Everybody else except for Deku would be like, you can't do that. And Aizawa would mention that he's expelled an entire class before, and he will do the same again if they don't show any promise. So yeah. He will also mention again to shut up, get dressed, and come outside. So skipping everybody get dressed. Well, I should mention, since most of y'all want Gilgamesh Deku to have a harem, that when since he's technically half Gilgamesh, he's gonna have the red markings on his body like Gilgamesh does. So a lot of the girls would start drooling over him, and a lot of the guys would be kind of, well, one, hurt and irritated. Bakugo pissed the hell off because not only is Deku like stronger than him, but he's also becoming much more famous than him. So yeah. And the Wind Dude, though he doesn't hate him, he actually likes Deku quite a lot. More along the lines of a brother, of a like older brother figure, like how Ida is inspired to be like his brother. But anyways, so Windu would look up to Deku like Deku's his older brother, and just like all the others. I believe I mentioned that already. So, anyways, on to the Quirk assessment. Aizawa would look at Deku, seeing as since he has the highest score in the entire exam, and he would ask Deku to throw the ball as hard as he can. But instead of throwing the ball, he drops the ball through a golden portal. And Aizawa would be like, "What the f did you just?" And they was like, "I don't know." Aizawa would say, "Do that again, but don't use that." But as soon as Deku opens up another portal, Aizawa would try to erase Deku's quote-unquote quirk, and would realize that it doesn't work. And he starts to think that his quirk must be some type of mutation, but how could it be a mutation if his body hasn't changed or anything? And well, Gilgamesh would probably sense that someone tried to mess with his powers and would tell Deku that the dude must have some type of erasure power or something along the lines of it. And Deku would turn to how did I forget his name already? Deku would turn to Aizawa and ask him, did he just try to do something to him with his quirk? And Aizawa will be a bit surprised that Deku would have noticed him trying to erase his quirk, but would play it off as, "No, you must be imagining things." And so Deku then again throws the ball drops the ball through the golden portal, or through the golden gate, and Aizawa would just chuck it up as infinity or just question mark, because he doesn't know how far it's going or if it's just like infinity. So, but yeah, Deku would be first or second in there. I don't know where. Shoot, let's just say he ties with Uraka. All right. And in a test of speed, people's told me that since most of the heroes are like buffed as all hell, that they could be that there's some of them, people like Hercules, that are 100% of All Might's power, if not greater. But it's like probably 60 or 70 of that person's speed. And Gilgamesh is more of the speed instead of strength. So Gilgamesh right here, some people told me his speed would be like 60% of All Might's, while his strength would be 60 or 80% of All Might speed, while his strength is on the lines of 50 or 60. So, so yeah, Deku pretty much blitzes Ida, and Ida tries to use his reciprocal burst. So, but it's like no use because Deku has the score of 0.01, while Ida has a score of 0.1. So yeah, Deku is much faster than Ida. In grip, Deku comes first, obviously. Long jump. I don't know how to do this because he puts too much force, he's gonna overshoot it. So Deku just jumps so high into the sky. People would think he he didn't jump that high in the sky. He probably jumped about to cloud level, then started falling. So he was about a few thousand feet up in the sky. I don't know which 1,000 feet. I forgot how high clouds are. I believe it's like 5,000 feet. I don't remember. Yeah. So, yeah, Bakugo, pissed as hell, but won't try anything because Deku could Billy Whop him in 5 seconds flat. Todoroki sees Deku as a huge threat and will try to quote-unquote scare him into not messing with him. But Gilgamesh would literally point a sword at his head. But that's Gilgamesh, not Deku. So, yeah, let's just say Deku would convince Gilgamesh not to do anything hasty and just give him enough strength to punch Todoroki in the gut and knock him out, which happens. So, yeah. Todoroki's like out cold for like a few seconds. Well, not a few seconds, for like a couple minutes. A couple minutes, close to an hour. How about that? Yeah. And now is the hero versus villain arc, and this is going to be the teams of Deku and Uraka. Also, I forgot to mention in the Quirk assessment, nobody gets expelled. I like Mineta. He's a cool character. Well, he's not a cool character. He's a funny character. A character for comedy relief. You need that every once in a while. So yeah. Yeah. And now we got the heroes versus villains. All teams are the same since nobody's been expelled. Todoroki is out and about alone, but Todoroki would ask All Might to work with Bakugo because he wants to prove that he's better than Deku, and Bakugo himself also wants to prove that he's better than Deku, so those two are going to work pretty well together this time around. Because they have a common enemy. Prove that they're better than Deku. Don't know why. Deku's the king. I mean, come on. Anyways. Deku would probably have the same plan that he has in the normal storyline. But this time around, Bakugo would not just hastily bomb rush at Deku because he wants to beat him up, because he knows he can't. So he's gonna try to outthink them strategically. But Deku's pretty much already got them beat. See, Deku knows that Bakugo is short-tempered, and he knows that Todoroki is too full of himself. So he just summons one sword, and if y'all don't know, in Fate Stay Night, a lot of the weapons that the heroes have came from Gilgamesh's treasury. So if Gilgamesh wants to summon Excalibur, he can damn well summon Excalibur. Or if he wants to summon a sword like Big Bertha, well, not Big Bertha, but a Buster Sword, or hell, even a freaking Gatling gun, he could damn well do it quite easily too. Considering all weapons that go down in history, even sacred and ancient weapons, he can summon, except for weapons he don't know of, or weapons of an unknown origin, or like astral weapons, or weapons like Hercules' sword. Anyways, Deku would probably summon Excalibur for this one because, well, it's a holy sword. And not just because it's a holy sword, but that sword by itself could easily overpower both of them. So yeah. And I can't really have Deku become an archer because, well, there's already been a what if with Deku having Gilgamesh's powers and him being an archer. So yeah, he's gonna be more or less a swordsman in this. Anyways, Deku would ask Uraka to stay behind him and to make someone and to make the person float when he says like a secret word or something along the lines of it. Because that way, Uraka would be doing something, and he would be doing something, and they would both have even amounts of credits. And he already knows how to tip off Bakugo to the point to where he could easily beat him. I mean, like, he doesn't really need to tip Bakugo off, but he's just going to hold back enough to the point where Bakugo could put up a decent fight. Just to spare him the humiliation of knowing he could be destroyed instantaneously. But at the same time, he's still making fun of him, so I'm not the one to judge. Anyways, so Deku and Uraka walks through the halls and stuff, and Deku would notice that Uraka's kind of nervous, and he would put his hand on her shoulder, saying, "And this is for you all that want him to have a harem, okay? I'm only doing this for you. So, anyone that doesn't want Deku to have a harem, I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry. I'm just sorry, okay? I'm just sorry. The other widows, I'm most likely he's not gonna have a harem anyway, so you don't have to watch this if you don't want to know if he has a harem or not, so, boom. So, Gilgamesh Deku would, put his hands on Uraka's shoulder, look at her dead in the eyes, and say, "Calm down. If worst comes to worst, I will protect you with my life." That in its own rights would make freaking any girl blush, really. Deku is literally announcing himself to be her knight in shining armor, and will protect her no matter the cost. Even if he were to face death itself. That's pretty much what he just said. And did I just say in his own rights would make any girl blush? I mean, in his own rights would make any girl fall for him. I mean, like, his charisma is, by itself, would have girls chasing him. So, yeah. Anyways, on to the story again. Uraka's newfound determination would actually be much more calmer. It could actually think more clearly now, since she knows she's gonna have someone that will protect her. And about a minute later, Bakugo jumps from the corner and tries to blow up Deku. Deku uses the hilt of Excalibur and pretty much hits Bakugo on the temple, almost knocking him out. Deku would say, "Crap, reflex," and but he was lucky he held back enough for Bakugo to actually stay somewhat awake. Yeah, Bakugo would think he's now stronger considering he survived. He's still awake after tanking a hit from Deku, the person that knocked him out every single time thus far in their growing up. Well, as soon as Deku had unlocked his Quirk. So yeah. Oof. And Deku would have one arm out with Excalibur pointing at Bakugo, while he has one arm behind him, as if he's shielding Uraka, and she would be blushing even more. Like a legit swordsman. So, yeah. Bakugo, again, would come up and try to throw an explosion at Deku. And Deku would literally just cut through the explosion. I would say somewhat redirecting it, but no, he would redirect the smoke because he can't redirect the flames. And the smoke would pretty much blind Bakugo, as Deku would then kick Bakugo into a wall, making him vomit a little bit. And Bakugo, being stubborn as hell, would barely stand up and tries to pull a sneaky one. I mean, Deku could dodge it, but he's also protecting Uraka, so yeah, he would change the blade to his flat side and block the explosion. But he would also hit himself a few times just to have hit marks on him, so he can humiliate Bakugo later, and like the what you call it? Hold on. I forgot what it's called. God damn it. God damn it. How'd I forget it? Well, I'm gonna just say tournament. Because, well, yeah. The USJ Festival. That's it. The UA Festival. That's what it's called. I hate the fact that I forget that. I have these things in my mind at first, then I just forget it, and I literally just go off. I'm just like pulling shit out my ass. That's literally what's going on right now. I'm just pulling crap out. That's legit what's happening. So, yeah, fun. Yeah. So he could just like make fun of Bakugo during the UA Festival, proving that he was never really getting that much stronger than he was. And that he was just holding back the entire time just to let people think he was catching up with me in strength when he in actuality he wasn't. So yeah, Bakugo. So yeah, back to the story. Bakugo was the smoke would clear and Bakugo would see some form of hit marks on Deku, and he would finally think that yes, I'm getting strong. I'm getting stronger than this brat, than this nerd. And then Bakugo would also notice that his stamina is much lower than Deku, who only got like one hit mark, that only got like hit after taking an explosion just to protect someone. In other words, Bakugo noticed that he could have dodged that explosion at any moment, he just didn't, protecting Uraka. So Bakugo, in a fit of blind rage, thinking that Deku was still underestimating him, would try to go for an explosion again. But this time, while he was doing that, Deku would smack both of his hands out the way and say, "Now do it." While Uraka would come from behind him and touch Bakugo, making him float. So when he does shoot an explosion, he sends himself flying backwards and out a window. And when Deku asks Uraka to release, she does, and Bakugo goes plummeting down to the ground with a huge cloud, with a huge thud to the ground, and this huge puff of smoke coming up. And Bakugo would be in too much pain to actually move anymore after that, because he pretty much fell from 6 stories. Lit. So, yeah. Then Deku and Uraka would start walking up the stairs again. Everybody watching it, including All Might, would be pretty much astounded by their teamwork, and All Might would be astounded by Deku's leadership skills, because not only was their teamwork closely related to being flawless, Deku pretty much, Deku's party didn't take any damage except for him himself, and even still, All Might also knew that Deku was pretty much holding back. So yeah, he pretty much noticed that he's not as hurt as he lets on to be. He's not as tired as he lets on to be. So yeah. So they get to where the bomb is, and Deku and Todoroki is just right there with his arms crossed. As soon as he sees Deku walk in, he'll say something along the lines of, "I am better than you. I don't even need to use my fire side to defeat someone like you." And Deku would be like, yeah, sure. And he already has Excalibur out, and Uraka is like on his side, and Deku would ask Uraka to wait right there while he does some to signal her to go around as soon as the battle starts. So yeah. Since he's pretty much going up against someone who's going to like use half his power, he's gonna use half his power, so he sends Excalibur away and just pulls out a fucking dagger. And guess what this dagger does? That's right, nothing! He pulls out a normal, ordinary dagger. Just to make fun of Todoroki, because he's using half his power, Deku's gonna, like, use half his power. He's not even good with the dagger. His swordsmanship is like half with the dagger equipped. So and he's already using half of Gilgamesh's power. So yeah, Todoroki would be angered and triggered by the motion that Deku's doing, and would instantaneously send like a pillar of ice at him. And then he would signal Uraka to go, and she'd be gone. Because Todoroki's focus was now lasered in on Deku. And All Might sees how easily triggered Todoroki got and like deduct points from the villain team. I mean, like, he already did that anyway because Bakugo pretty much charged him by himself. But that's twice he's deducted points. So, yeah, Todoroki and Bakugo pretty much failed the entire test entirely. Yeah, anyways, on with the fight. Deku is dodging the pillars of ice with ease. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Bakugo is weaker than Todoroki. So if Deku is dodging them ice pillars easily, then yeah, he's been holding back. So I mean, like, he's still holding back right now. He's just putting a tiny bit more effort into it. So like about 1% more effort into it than usual. So yeah, Todoroki is furious because he can't hit Deku whatsoever, and this blind rage, Todoroki didn't realize that Deku was distracting him. As soon as he did, Uraka already had her hand on the bomb, and All Might would announce the hero team victors. I mean, like, All Might would praise Deku and Uraka for their teamwork. All Might would praise how Deku protected Uraka, and then how they swapped out, throwing the opponent off guard, and having him take himself out without them having to do anything, and how Deku also, like, was the distractor while Uraka went and actually tackled the main task at hand. So yeah, Deku and Uraka got full marks, while Deku and Todoroki and Bakugo had close to 0 because of how, like, uncoordinated they are, and how they just wanted to show up one person, they forgot to work together. Because the whole point of the exercise was to work together as a team. And Deku, with his charisma and leadership skills of Gilgamesh, was able to do that without any hard work needed. Yeah, it was that good. So, yeah, I want to go ahead and record a different what if. Start recording a different what if, so yeah. That will be the end of What If Deku Had Gilgamesh's Powers, part 4? Yeah, part 4. Part 4. And, if y'all want me to do a Q&A for the 100 subscriber special, well, I should probably say 200 subscriber special, I don't know. You know what? I'm just doing a Q&A regardless, because I owe it to y'all. Y'all are the ones that helped me get the 100 subaroos, and y'all are my family now because of it. So yeah, ask me any questions in the comment section below, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can when I have the free time to do so. Because lately my schedule's been filling up, and I couldn't really record videos like I wanted to, so I'm sorry. All right. Anyways, I will see y'all soon, very soon actually. Adios, amigos.